A little late, but I am here. How are you? Let me know if you can hear me okay. Move that camera out of the way. Coming. You guys can hear me okay? Okay. Can you hear me okay? Let me know. Turn the music off. Yeah. Okay. So let me know. Can you hear me okay before we get started? Give me a yay or a nay in the comments if you can hear me okay. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I think I'll put this over here. Ain't nobody told me yet if you can hear me or not. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Y'all go ahead and type and let me know. Hi. Hi, guys, child. Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me, sweetie. Because I got, I always got to check on my sound. Yes. Okay, perfect. You can hear me. Good. All right. So today, do y'all know what we're making today? We're making vegan chitlins. Okay. Let's first talk about the history of pork chitlins, right? Before we get into making these, we're going to talk about the history of pork chitlins. So, in America, United States of America, just in case any of you guys are not watching from the United States, Africans were brought to America to work for free, right? We called them the enslaved. So, they worked in kitchens, they worked in fields, they worked in, doing horseshoes and stables. They worked everywhere. And there would be food. So they worked in slaughterhouses too. There would be food where they would slaughter the pigs, make ham, bacon, all kinds of things. And then whatever was left, they left for the enslaved people of the United States of America. So, being innovative and making lemons into lemonade, the enslaved Africans took the intestines of a pig and they made what we call chitlins. You might see it in the store as chitterlings, right? They made chitlins. And a lot of us still until now grew up eating chitlins, right? I didn't grow up eating chitlins. My father did cook them, but not in the house where I lived. So I would go to his house for holidays. His house would smell kind of strange. And he was eating chitlins, making chitlins. And he would just make them for himself and have a good old time. And I've been plant dominant since the age of 22. So, of course, I wasn't getting into that. And then when I grew up, I didn't eat pork. But my husband did eat pork. And he did grow up eating chitlins. So he still remembers that taste, the nostalgia, spending time with his people, maybe his grandparents or whomever made it. He still remembers. And so that is but he doesn't want to eat pork and he doesn't want to eat meat. So that's the reason why we make them vegan. Okay? And we're going to do this in remembrance and in honor of the enslaved people, because they would want better for us, right? So I think they want more than us just having to watch. Having to eat what was left over, the scraps, right? Now we don't have to. So we're going to make them out of plant-based ingredients. So while I'm talking to you, I'm just getting my peppers ready. But let me show you what the star of the show is going to be today, okay? The star of the show is this. This is soybean water and sulfur dioxide, which is a preservative, okay? That's what's in here. Soybean water, sulfur dioxide, okay? You find this in the frozen section at the Asian market. They also have it dried. You can get it in the dried section. It comes in all different kinds of ways. It's called soybean sheets, bean curd sheets, soy skin, soy skim. It has a lot of different tofu skin. It has a lot of different names. And it's the same thing. What it is they're making the tofu, right? They're boiling the tofu, the beans that they make tofu out of, which is soybeans. They're boiling the tofu. And then there's like a little skim on the top or a skin on the top. They grab that off and they make this. So that's just the beans, the little top part of when they're boiling the beans. They just skim it off. That's why sometimes it's called soy skim or soy skin. And they make it into a whole nother thing. So this is just like a part of tofu. Okay? I've seen people, I make fried chicken out of it. Chitlins, which we're doing today. I've seen people do turkey skin. Like they put this over top of like a piece of seitan or something that they seasoned up. Make it like a crispy skin because it gets really nice and crispy. So, yeah. So the first thing we're going to do is start cutting it up. Now, we were just having this discussion before we came on about where my kitchen scissors are. I don't know where they are. I don't know what happened to them. That's okay. It's okay if I don't have my kitchen scissors. I'm going to have to use my pizza wheel today, okay? So what I'm going to do is cut this into strips. And let me know in the chat, in the comments, have you seen my short video or my shorter form video of me making these chitlins before? Maybe on Facebook, maybe on Instagram, maybe even on YouTube Shorts. I did a short version. See how big that is? That is huge. That is huge, my friends. And I'm just going to take my pizza wheel and cut some strips. Now, when we first figured out, my husband, we went to a Chinese restaurant in Atlanta when we lived in Atlanta. And we got what was called soybean skin salad, served cold. Delicious salad. I still make it right out of this. My husband said, this reminds me of chitlins. I said, really? He said, yeah. So last year, I made the chitlins. He had been asking me for years. Last year, I finally made them. And last year, I put mushrooms and different soybean skins in it. But I realized that this, all I need is this one. And you'll see in a minute. Oh, let me get my water started. So I'm just boiling some water right here, and we'll come over here in a minute. I'm gonna put a little mushroom seasoning inside of it. Mushroom seasoning is like these little granules here, right? You get them at the Asian market. Gives that umami flavor. Keep cutting my strips. And this one bag is somewhere between $7 and $10. It depends on which Asian market you get it from. But it really does make several meals. Usually I just cut this with my scissors, but somehow they just, who knows where they're at. Nobody in the house seems to know where they're at. We all use them, and somehow we all lost them. Okay. Now I need to make this a little wider. And this would really be enough. This will be leftovers. We'll eat this a few days. I think I want to make some air fried oyster mushrooms to go with it in a little cucumber salad. I think my husband usually likes it with rice, but we're not going to do that today. All right, so we got some strips here, a bunch of strips. I'm going to do one more. All right, so there was, and I'm going to put my sheets back in here. I could have fried chicken later. I could have barbecue wings later. All right. So I'm going to bring this camera over here so that you guys can see. Not tall enough. Let me put you up high. Don't worry about it. Get your food. You ain't got to worry about it. You ain't got to worry about us. We good. No, not this one. Oh, give me 1 second. I'm trying to get you elevated a little bit. What'd you say? See if that gets you high enough. Not quite high enough. You need to be like this high. So I need to get you a little more elevated. Give me 1 second. I'm just going to use something. I think this may be okay. There. Well, I might have to just show you like that what's going on inside that. See what's going on in there? You know, I do have a stand. I used to have a stand that had an iPad holder. I don't know what happened to it. It's gone. I gotta learn how to face it. We're gonna let this boil. Meanwhile, while that's boiling, I'm going to come over here and just cut my peppers. And I watched today a video of someone making real pork, pork ones, and she was talking about how, you can't eat everybody's. You gotta cut the membrane and do this and that. And I was like, oh, I think no. It's a no for me. Because it's, it's a coli. Right? It's intestines. And, they're talking about taking out the membrane, soaking in bleach, blah, 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 making sure you do this and that. And it was just very hard for me to watch. I'm going to be honest. No judgment. If you still eat it, it was just hard for me to watch. Because I just couldn't get over the fact that was... thank you, baby. Oh, yeah, that is good. Yeah, that's good. Thank you, because then they can see right inside that pot. See, my husband, he's so helpful. Help me out there. Let me get you a little it's a little cut off. Let me see if I can see. There we go, like that. So what I'm doing here, thank you, Haki, is I'm putting the strips in. Okay? These strips that I cut, sometimes I cut them a little wider. I'll put these strips in. Into, right now, it's just nothing but mushroom water. Right, I'm breaking them up a little bit. There we go. This, okay. Where was that? In your office? Well, I might need to get me one. All right, let me get my little thing. Make sure it's getting down in here. I also make a little vegan baked chicken out of this. Because it does get quite crispy if you put it in the oven. So it's a very, very versatile thing there. Can you guys start to see how it's looking like it could be chitlins, chitterlings? See? Trying to get it all in there. Okay. We're mimicking pig intestines, chitlins. Okay. Starting to see how that could be. Looking yummy. All right. I'm gonna just put this on low for a minute while I chop up the rest of the veggies. This is pretty much ready for the next step, okay? You just want to make sure that everything gets submerged and gets soft. Y'all ain't talking at all tonight. Let me know what's going on. Where are you calling from? Where are you watching from? Do you normally eat regular chitlins? Have you not had chitlins in forever? Have you ever had chitlins? Let me know. Chopping up some peppers. I saw a recipe for Creole chitlins, so that's what I'm making tonight. Creole, okay? I'm going to skip the celery. Sometimes I don't put celery in my Creole dishes. I know it's called the Holy Trinity, but I make my Trinity garlic. Sometimes I'll skip the celery. So I'm going to use some garlic, some onion, and some Tri-colored peppers. Okay. Have you guys, are you coming from my live stream? Because, you know, I used to do Facebook live stream, and I've been over here for a couple weeks now, a few weeks. Tell me what you think. Okay, so I got a bunch of garlic because, you know, everything's better with garlic. All right, this is ready. I'm going to turn that off. This is all submerged, ready to go. And now we're going to go move into the next step, right? I'm actually going to drain this. I'm going to drain. I'm going to drain my soy skins. Okay. We're going to leave that there for just a minute. And we'll come back to it as I finish chopping. Okay. So I'm going to bring this guy over here so you guys can just see what I'm doing more closely. There we go. Okay. So I am pressing. I'm dropping onion on the ground. That's number one. That's very important to you. No. I am pressing my onion. My garlic with my garlic press. Okay. Okay, so my garlic is all pressed. You don't have to use garlic. Just get yourself a nice little press like this, and away you go, right? Nice fresh garlic, because garlic has all kinds of medicinal properties that are good for you. So, in my opinion, it's a good thing to go ahead and use it. So we're going to chop this. See if I should put this over here so you can see it better. There we go. How about that? Now you can see. You can see what I'm doing here, but then that other camera, you can see what I'm doing over there too. It's all about the angles, right? Let me wash this off. My table is clean. It's just I have a little thing about if it gets off the board, it needs to be rewashed. And this last little bit over here. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, I got this in here. I'm going to take a little olive oil. Put it in this pan that we've been working with. Put you back over here so that you can see. Can you see? Yeah, okay. I'll put the olive oil in here. Start putting our onions, pepper. all the little seasoning. Gonna put the seasoning in there. Okay. Seasoning. All right. Saute that around. Now we're gonna make this Creole, right? So that means we need some bay leaf. Where's my ground bay leaf? I usually do a ground bay leaf. Ground bay leaf. Where you at, boo? That's ground thyme. You might just have to go with that. Ground thyme. And we're going to put some Creole seasoning in there. This is no salt kind. Okay. So it could be a little heavy with that. Then I'm going to use the salt kind. A little slap your mama. So I use the no salt. And I use the salt kind. Garlic powder. Onion powder. Let this cook down. Any questions for me? Okay, so the slap your mama should make it a little bit spicy. Let me taste it. Just make sure that it's doing what it's supposed to be. I need some salt. Now, I have this one ingredient. It's called smoked torula. Now, I understand that chitlins are probably not smoked, but this smoked torula, I'll put the link in the description. I'll put a link in there for everything I use. It gives it a little bit of smoky flavor. And I know, like I said, chitlins weren't not necessarily smoked, but to me, it feels like it gives it that hammy flavor. I'm also going to put some mushroom seasoning, another thing of mushroom seasoning in here. Okay. And, oops, a little hot sauce. And then some vinegar. Now, they use the vinegar to clean the intestines even further. So that's why they had like a vinegar taste. But if you're going to be, you know, authentic, it had vinegar taste to it. So we're just going to add some vinegar. When I make this salad, I use black vinegar, the Chinese kind. So there we go. We're starting to get our little broth going. Okay, I'm going to turn it up higher. And I'm going to taste it to see if it's any good. And the reason why I'm doing the broth without the skins in it, because I don't want to change the texture too much. The texture is about where I want it to be. So I don't want to change it too much. It tastes pretty good. The broth does. And you know, keep in mind however your broth tastes, that's how your food's gonna taste. Okay. Now I have seen people use oyster mushrooms for this instead of the soy. Because you know, I have a very big vegan soul food group on Facebook. It's like almost 500,000 people. It's been around for 5 years. So that means I have 5 years worth of knowledge in there. Right? And so I've seen all different kinds of recipes. Let me kind of get that right. Let's see. There we go. So I see things made all different kinds of ways, and this is just one way to do it. Once this cooks down, then I'm going to put my soy skins in. And they will be ready to go. Now, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and make some vegan fried chicken. I had oyster mushrooms today. I'm going to do it in the air fryer, so it won't take that long. Whoops. Oh, these are perfect. The mushrooms look amazing. Okay, so my oyster mushrooms look really good. And I'm just going to go ahead and start making that. So in this bowl, I'm going to use unflavored, unsweetened milk. And I'm only using, if I was frying this in oil, I would make like a pancake batter. But because I'm doing the air fryer method, it's better to just use like a milk or vegan egg method. Hot sauce. Garlic powder. Onion powder. Smoked paprika. Little mushroom seasoning. Mix it up. Let's get a bag for our going to just put some seasoned flour. So we have the flour. I think I gotta use it all. I'm gonna have to buy a new flour. And my dry ingredients. Garlic powder, onion powder, or whichever. Whoa. Sorry, I shut you down. You bet. Okay, you bet. All right. And I'm going to use no salt seasoning in there, and just a little bit of the salt. Slap them out. All right. This is to make my fried oyster mushrooms. And I look like I have a hole inside of my bag. Just kind of shake that up. Back in the day, we used to use shopping bags, paper bags, but you can't find them anymore. So we're going to put our oyster mushrooms inside of the wet mixture. This is them, breaking them up, put them in. As a matter of fact, let me give you a better angle here. So you can see what I'm doing. So I'm just taking the oyster mushrooms, breaking them up, putting them inside of my batter that I made out of vegan milk, hot sauce, and seasonings. Right? I'm going to do the air fried chicken today because I don't feel like frying it. So we're just going to get them all wet. And like I said, I use the milk method, a milk base or vegan egg base when I'm doing air frying because you do not want the crust to be too crunchy. You want it to stay crispy. And if it's like the pancake-like consistency that I do when I fry in oil, it's just too tough for air frying. Okay, so everything is in here. Now I'm just going to throw it in the bag. Okay. Then we're going to just close it up and shake it up. Okay. Now, turn Now I'm gonna have my little air fried sheets. I mean air fried silicone things that I put inside my air fryer, right? So I spray that. Put my vegan chicken, my oyster mushrooms inside of there. Spray it and into the air fryer. Should be about 7 minutes. On each side, I think. I just kind of watch it. When they start getting crispy, you have to go back and spray it some more too. All right, so now let's look at our nice little mixture here for our chitlins, right? That's cooked down. Try to get you back over here so you can see what's going on. There. So it's cooked down. It's smelling good, smelling vinegary, garlicky, Cajun-y, amazing. Smells amazing. And I'm going to start putting in these. So this is my vegan chitlins. I'm going to put them in. Okay. Kind of toss them. Let them get the flavor, break them up. Can you see that one? There we go. Getting that flavor in there. Yeah, that looks good. Now, I'm going to use a little bit of this liquid that I actually drained off. Just got to make sure everything gets kind of broken up and is in there. Get in there. Yeah, get in there. Yeah. Get in there. There we go. Just making sure everything is kind of broken up. And these are about ready. There you go. I'm going to put a little more juice in. I actually put all the juice back in, which was mushroom seed juice. All right, there we go. These are ready. Look at that. Vegan chitlins. Right? What y'all think? What y'all know about that? There we go. Put it so you can see over top. See that? Vegan chitlins. Yep. All ready to go, my friends. These are ready. I'm going to taste them. All right. I think the ancestors would be happy that we chose a healthier version. Put this over here. Okay, still waiting on my chicken to be done. Put some on a plate. I'm just gonna eat a little bit, just to taste them until my chicken gets done, and I have my whole meal. I'm gonna make a cucumber salad too. I know it's not rice, but sometimes you gotta have something fresh. Okay, that is good. Let me take this onion off. I'm trying to find the camera. I don't know where this camera. Okay, there we go. All right, there we go. So there they go. I'm bored. Do they taste really, really good? I think your family would approve if you brought those as an alternative. I really, really do. Anyway. There we go. These are good. They're so good. I'm going to tell you, I've never had real chitlins, but if there's anything like this, I understand why y'all don't want to let it go. But I think I got you on an alternative. Okay? These are delicious. Here's the alternative. Vegan chitlins. All right. I'm going to turn these off, see how my chicken's doing. And I think I'm going to end this live stream. Because I came and did what I was supposed to do. Now, if y'all in the comments want to see the chicken, you missed half the live, well, you can rewatch the replay. You see the chitlins, right? I have some oyster mushrooms in the air fryer. I'm going to have for dinner, but I think we're going to end this live here. 48 minutes. I like to keep it under an hour. So we got 48 minutes. Yeah, so just go ahead on back and watch the replay, and you can see everything that I did and figure it out. These are amazing. I definitely recommend you use this recipe. This is better than my last year's recipe. So good. I made them a little different last year. But this year, this is the way I like them. All right, so let me go. I'll see you guys later. You see all my mess from my mushrooms, but I'm gonna keep making them until it's time to eat. Let me see what they look like. They're not even ready. Oh, no, they're not ready. All right. See you guys later. Bye-bye.